All
Well,
right. Good
looks
evening,
like
good
we are
evening, good
live.
evening. We are live.
What up? What up?
Good evening,
But y'all
everybody.
didn't think y'all see us on a Wednesday afternoon,
It's
huh?
Wednesday night. Now you now y'all they ain't ready for this. It's Wednesday, and it is the world premiere of the Sports4U Wrestling Podcast. I'm John. It's my esteemed co-host and the quarterback of this show, our boy Trail. And
Yes,
joining
sir.
us, he was a friend of the family. Of course, the host of the Best in the World podcast, BS and Beer Media, Sports Talk with Friends Media. Our boy Dale from the 504, repping the 504 by way of Arkansas is in the building. Dale, what up?
Yes, yes. What's going on, man? Ready to talk some wrestling, bro? Let's do this.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. As John said, this is the official world premiere of Sports for You Wrestling. Thank you everyone that's
On
signing
YouTube, we're
in.
also on X and Facebook. So
Thanks for
for the
letting
time
everyone.
being,
Thanks for the support.
y'all can subscribe.
Um, all right, so let's jump into before we get to bad blood, let's jump into a quick recap of what happened on Monday night. So we actually saw the first ever last monster standing match between Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. The match itself, I thought it was a banger. Now the last part of the match, the ending of the match was kind of lackluster, which we get into hope probably later on. But besides that, we had the return of one Seth freaking Rollins,
Yeah, that
who
was pretty
pulled
good.
up and gave Bronson Reed the good old curse stomp, costing him the match and giving Braun Strowman the win. We are getting technical difficulties on John's part, so we're gonna move along until he gets back. Dale, what did you think of Seth Rollins, man?
Definitely a shock. I didn't read any kind of spoilers or anything like that. I like to remain spoiler free if possible. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, he came back with a vengeance. It made all the sense in the world. You just put him out for this amount of time, so he's coming back with a vengeance. I'm glad that they made the ring explode. All right, because I was looking for this. Okay, when you have monster versus monster, and somebody suplexes somebody off the ring, off the top rope, the ring must explode. That's what has to happen. Thank you.
Yes, a good rinse and repeat when it
Yes,
comes to those type of matches.
yes, exactly,
John, what you
exactly.
John, what you think about Seth Rollins making his triumphant return since we last saw him?
I was shocked. I was shocked. But and then I just know, and I'm watching after the ring imploded, I'm seeing a shadowy figure run up the aisle, and I'm like, what's going on? And then when they camera pans to it, I'm like, oh no, that's Seth. And I knew exactly he was making a beeline towards Bronson Reed.
Uh-huh.
And he hitting that stomp right there on the steps. It was poetry in motion. I'm glad to see the architect back. This is going to set up for a definitely David versus Goliath style match in the near future, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Me neither, man. This is gonna whenever that match pops off, that's gonna be something because they're really trying to get Bronson Reed over, and who better to help get that man over by putting him in there with pretty much the best of the best, one of the best that Raw has to offer in Seth Rollins.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
I'm glad on that. Also, we also saw um Braun Breaker show some respect
I
to
can't wait to see it.
Jey
I'm
Uso.
assuming.
So I thought that, oh man, he's probably gonna jump him later, but turns out I was right. I told John this a while back. So Triple H, you can run me my check. I gladly take it in Venmo, Zelle. You can split it in half for Sports4U. Me and John take 50-50 because I called this in the beginning. Looks like Braun Breaker has some bigger fish to fry. When he ran into Gunther in the hallway and was just stirring a hole in that world championship, wasn't even paying attention to Gunther making fun of him. He was standing on business and told them straight up,
Yes.
I'll see you sooner than later.
Mhm.
Dale, thoughts, man.
Yep.
Thoughts.
Yeah. That was it's a great match in the making, right? So you kind of just got that little that little stare off that you get like at the pay-per-views in boxing and stuff like that, right? They just bring them face to face. So yeah, I can't wait to see that.
He clearly.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, bro. Straight up.
John, what you think, man? Johnny, Big John. All right.
I just think about who was the last person that beat Gunther before Sami Zayn.
Okay. There we go.
It was Braun. It was Braun Breaker just the night before in NXT. Yeah, I think it was a little what's going on with the Wi-Fi was screen, but what I was saying was I think of Gunther's last match at NXT. It was him and Braun Breaker for the NXT title the NXT after Stand and Deliver in Dallas, and Gunther was outside of Ilya Dragunov was the only other person to beat Gunther in NXT. Yeah, and that was 2 years ago. So they were on a collision course. We knew this was bound to happen eventually. But now the stakes are written all over Braun Breaker. But Gunther's got to deal with some other things like Sami Zayn this coming Monday night.
Well, hopefully,
I'm excited to see that run back again. I know it's something we saw for the IC title, and I'm glad to see they brought the rivalry up to the heavyweight championship bracket, right? So, yeah, that's going to be a banger when it happens for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% agree with both of you. Hopefully, it's later rather than sooner, as opposed to what Braun Breaker was saying, because a match like that needs to be at a primetime pay-per-view. So hopefully let Gunther enjoy his reign of terror and get Braun Breaker later on, because that's going to be a immovable object versus like a Titanic. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be something to see.
That baby face pop going on like pretty good, man. So
yeah,
that's
why they fast track him to the world title. So they're like, oh, we got something here. We don't need him as a heel no more. So he's gonna be he's gonna be like a true face, or he's gonna be one of those tweeners where, either way, Braun Breaker hits the building, someone's gonna get broken in half.
Yeah.
Now, speaking in breaking in half, let's break it down. What happened on Tuesday? The world premiere of NXT on the CW network with DX. With DX opening the show.
Right.
I thought, okay, we got Sean, but when Triple H showed up, I'm like, oh man, this is the full circle moment, because me and John talked about this multiple times, how these two guys damn near got fired on a weekly basis in the 90s.
And now they're running the place.
And now 30 some odd years later, they're responsible for the role that WWE's on right now as a whole. So what did you think of DX welcoming everybody to the CW network?
I mean, listen, Triple H, that NXT is his baby, right? So if NXT's making some moves like getting on network television, I think he needs to be there. And so shout out to Triple H for getting in a jet and showing up and popping the crowd because it popped me. I didn't see him coming.
Because I thought he was gonna stay by himself when I heard the "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, where's he?"
Yeah, exactly. Like I know Shawn Michaels don't say "Are you ready?" But I'll take it. This is NXT. Let's go.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I marked out a little bit. I'm like, man, this is they hyped it up. The anticipation was there, and man, from the opening to see that big ass crowd for an NXT show, it just reminds me of that takeover element from the black and gold era, where it was just a sold out, scene, and man, it was something to behold. John, what did you think of DX? Pretty much breaking the show down, so to speak.
Well, look, you took the words on my mouth. Like earlier, I was saying, like we talked earlier about it, how they were the guys who pretty much corrupt the entire generation of kids in the '90s, and now they are the ones who are breeding the new talent for kids who are our age at the time. I mean, to see what Shawn Michaels has done in NXT, to see what Triple H has done with the main roster, it's just incredible. They're board of wrestling, and they've really taken it by storm. And like you say, I was getting some black and gold feelings watching how this night played out, especially you come out with an opening match like they did last night. We're here in LA, and obviously, I'm a Dodgers fan, and every time Otani comes up to the plate, batting leadoff, we just soon send one to the yard. They sent one to the yard last night with that opening mistakes, the participants, the drama, the theater of it, everything in that night, from their presentations of the belts to that first match, out the park.
Right.
Yeah. What did we think about the new titles there? I think it kind of looks like the UFC titles a
Yeah.
little bit to me.
Yeah. It has that color scheme and the way it comes
Shape.
off. It does come off. Well, I mean, it is TKO Productions, so
Right.
they're merging this stuff together. So it's like, I like that they got rid of the old championships. So this is when you saw that, you already know that, okay, this is definitely gonna be a new era. And speaking of a new era, John touched on it, so we're gonna lead right into that. The opening match for the NXT Women's Championship, Giulia challenging Roxanne Perez. They put on a good match. They really did. There was some near falls there, here and there. Giulia put Roxanne through the ringer with them vicious headbutts. I was like, oh my god, how can Roxanne, take all that? But the highlight of the night, boys and girls, guys on the panel here, the highlight of the night was towards the end of the match. We saw an anonymous woman pull up in a hoodie and attack Giulia. Me personally, I don't know why, but I thought that was Stephanie Valcour. I'm like, oh, she's showing up already?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'm like, she's showing up already? And lo and behold, she removed the hoodie, and it was Cora Jade.
Cora Jade.
Old nemesis, best friend, however you have it. Attacked Giulia, set her up for the pop rocks from Roxanne Perez, and 1, 2, 3. The champ retains. I'm gonna start with you, Dale. what did you think of Perez's return?
So I definitely pop hard for Core Jade being back. The match between Roxanne and Julia, I thought that was on point, especially to kick off the night. You kicking it off with a banger, especially following Triple H and Shawn Michaels out there, right? So the the finish, I knew Roxanne would retain, but eventually you start thinking, she's got to move on sometime, right? So when is that gonna happen?
Yeah,
You start kind of speculating a little bit and feeling
yeah.
like, the Royal Rumble's almost here, so Survivor Series almost here. Maybe she could be on a team or something.
By the time the Royal Rumble hit, she would no longer be champion. It would be Stephanie Valcour.
Yeah.
Before we touch on the next match, John, what did you feel about Roxanne Perez getting a little help from an old friend?
And the heel, and like I told you earlier, we're getting heel Cora, heel Roxy, and man, if obviously we expect sooner or later Roxanne Perez will drop the NXT Women's title, but if they became a tag team, and obviously when we they had a brief moment as NXT Women's Tag Team champions, but they
Oh, we haven't. It's like better said John defrosted. Looks like he's still frozen a little bit, huh? So so that's while we get John back, let's go to the main event. Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. CM Punk as special guest referee. Now, I'm personally glad CM Punk didn't choose to go with the Shawn Michaels shorts.
Right.
I'm a little relieved on that. So, Phil, if you're watching, thank you, sir, because we do not need to see
that was torture.
We do not need to see an old man. No offense. We do not need to see an old man in some hoochie daddy bike boy toy shorts at your age, sir. But that match was a banger. CM Punk called it down the middle. Ethan Page tried to rub salt in the wounds by hitting the GTS.
Yeah.
Couple near falls. Luckily, the match was going. But at the end, Trick Williams usher in the new era of the CW as a two-time NXT champion. Dale, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think of our guy Trick once again getting that dub?
I'm hyped. The whoop that era has returned. Let's go. But I will say what they've done with Ethan Page. I think they've made him into a decent competitor that you could take seriously and put him into like the main card of a pay-per-view. Have him be that bad guy that have your baby faces go up against. I like that they gave you some time on the mic. He's showing more personality. This is the best Ethan Page I've seen since I've learned about Ethan Page watching him on AEW. Like that was my first exposure to Ethan Page there.
Right.
But Trick Williams getting another title reign, I'm all with it. Trick, he does a bunch of media. I see him all over the place with WWE goes like promotion for WrestleMania, all this kind of stuff. Trick is doing all this stuff. So I am waiting to see, okay, when is his debut to the main roster going to be? because they're using him like he's a main roster guy.
Yeah.
With all the promotion stuff he's doing. But
and let's not forget the music videos also.
yes, music videos and stuff. I mean, which is also a great idea because I mean, we've seen wrestlers do this. Joe Hendry's done this and stuff, and it helps you get over, bro. Like, it really helps you get over. And I was afraid initially that he would just have the gift of gab and not really the ring work to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
But his ring work is pretty solid, man. I like what he does. So I'm excited for the Whoop That Era 2.0.
Oh, please don't mention 2.0. That's gonna give me PTSD. John, what did you think of that main event before we jump into Bad Blood?
Oh, it was a good main event. It was solid. CM Punk did a. I'm glad first of all that he switched his ring, like you said, his referee attire. That was very not something a brother wanted to see during a main event match.
For real though.
But it was a good match. It was great. Great performance from both. Ethan Page, obviously, he's a totally different person than he was when he was in then in AEW. What up, Shayna? And then but Trick Williams, man, look, he has the it factor. He has that. He has that. What you can't teach. He has that.
Yeah.
Factor that you can't teach, and he's gonna have a better run. Obviously, his first one was cut short, so and that the first run will never always be the best run. I mean, not everyone can hit it out the park like Stone Cold or even Shawn Michaels or maybe Bret Hart, their first. And now I think the second one's going to be what's right for Trick.
Yeah, I agree. I think his first run was literally a test run, and the fans got behind him. So when when Ethan Page came in and stole the championship, when he came in and stole the championship, I'm like, okay, Trick is gonna go on a war path to reclaim that championship, and Lord behold, that's what it is. So we should see Trick probably in the Royal Rumble. So that's probably my guess as when we see him debut in that main roster. Maybe there'll be another draft or another shakeup, and he gets called up to the main roster after he drops the title. We shall see. Shout out to Balls and Breeze. Thanks for pulling up. Hype, what up, man? Tig, what's good, bro? So let's jump into let's jump into Bad Blood this Saturday, which is also my birthday. So you already know it's gonna be extra lit. Triple H put on the stack card for you boys. So you already know it's going down. Okay. So let's start off with
going down.
You got the WWE Women's Championship match. Nia Jax going up against the former champ Bayley. Now, Bayley and Nia Jax had a good little rivalry back in the heyday, back during Nia's first run. Pretty much cost Bayley a couple months off on the shelf of her career. But now she's back. She lost the championship to Io Sky, but never ever had a rematch. I mean, not Io Sky, to Nia Jax. And now she's looking to get that rematch. So I think Nia Jax is going to win, but I predict that we might see a cash-in attempt happen. And pretty much Nia is probably going to squash her like a bug and retain that championship. Dale, what you think about this women's championship match and how it may or may not pay out?
And still, for sure, That's definitely my my prediction there. Um, I'm curious to see how they play things out with Tiffany Stratton.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, I love me some Tiffy time. Give me more and more Tiffy time. All right.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
But the
Don't let Kaiser hear that.
but with Nia kind of bullying her this past week on Raw, that kind of brought a new element to the dynamic between them. We never seen her be physical with her and bully her like that. So I don't like that for Tiffany's character because she's a great heel that we just love because she's super hot. You know, we can't help but cheer.
Yeah.
But like her character is a heel, bro. Like you can't turn her face. That's my concern about that. And Bailey, I just think she goes back to, feuding with somebody else after this and helping to keep boosting the women's roster up. So
Yeah, that's a good point there. Can't turn her face, but she's over like 9,000, so I'm pretty sure she'll still be a heel whenever she cashes in. So whoever she cashes in on, I mean, if she cashes in on Nia's gonna beat the crap out of her, so she's still gonna be. I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic. They might organically turn her face because of the fans, but I doubt it. But we shall see. She might cash in later on. My prediction is Charlotte Flair eventually comes back, gets into the match. Tiffany cashes in, and pins Charlotte. There you go. Still keep the heel run. John, your thoughts on this match, sir? Mr. Freeze.
Oh, well, I guess we are frozen.
Did he freeze again? No shit. All right. All right, man. You never know what's gonna happen on the premiere episode of Sports4U Wrestling. Apparently, he forgot to put the batteries in, so he can't move. Let's just jump into the next match here. We got a grudge match that I'm actually low-key looking forward to. Is Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Former Judgment Day brothers going at it. Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the championship at SummerSlam, which was a banger pay-per-view. Go back and check that out. If watch along, by the way. Screwed him over, and for months he's been chasing Finn Balor for some payback. And now it's gonna come. I was expecting to see Demon Finn Balor, but beggars can't be choosers. You might get that later. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I got Damian Priest getting the dub on Finn Balor. What say you, Dale? What you think, man?
I agree with that for sure. But I like the way that they built this thing and they've gotten the entire Judgment Day involved in the beef and everything. I think the way it looks, the way they're presenting it, they're making Finn Balor like the leader of the Judgment Day. So like they're all supporting what Finn is doing. By the way, the Dirty Dom toilet paper is hilarious.
So that's a legit thing.
Yes, it's a legit thing, bro. It's a legit thing, bro. You can pay $10 and get your roll of toilet paper and wipe your butt with Dom face.
Listen, man, look, man. I love the guy. I love the stick, but I am not buying a piece of paper with a man's face on to wipe my ass with. No free groceries over here, fam. Nah. That's between him and his wife. All right, that's between him and his wife. That's not going nowhere near my face.
It's so good, bro. It's so good, bro. And it's the best merch idea I've ever heard of.
And you know the funny part is, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a one-ply toilet paper.
It's all profit, bro. I guarantee you. It's all
I would not be surprised. That's one ply, man. Give you like a sandpaper ass. You know what I'm saying? No one likes that shit.
I guarantee this is horrible quality toilet paper. Okay, and this stuff costs $1 to produce, and they sold it to you for $10. Okay.
Hell no. Well, it looks like we lost Mr. Freeze again, so we're gonna move on to more Judgment Day business. We got Liv Morgan defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley, and also another former Judgment Day member getting screwed over at SummerSlam by Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah,
revealing that he was in cahoots with Liv Morgan this entire time. But the caveat of this match is something that we haven't seen, since the Attitude Era. I could be wrong. We could see one late after that, but I'll remember. They're gonna have Dominic Mysterio behind bars, up high in a shark cage. Yeah, what's up, John? Welcome back.
Thanks. The last time I think I remember this was SummerSlam. It was Big Show and Kaz, aka Big Bill, and Enzo was the one in the shark cage. Really? I think that was the last time I think we seen the shark cage back in WWE that I could.
There's been one since. I have to remember what it did. It did start
Enzo was in the shark cage
in NXT.
Okay. That's the last one I remember.
Okay.
Well, shit, I don't remember that one, so I'm just gonna leave it to an Attitude Era. That's what the best ones were at anyway.
What you did?
We had lost you earlier, John. What did you? What was your prediction on the Damian Priest Finn Balor before we jump into the Women's World Championship?
All right. And then that also said on the Nia Bailey, I think Nia retains, and I think Tiffany's gonna she might tease the cash in, but she's gonna make Nia sweat. In regards to Priest and Finn Balor, I think this is gonna be a straight fight. I think Finn Balor somehow is gonna screw Damian Priest. I think the Terror Twins are getting screwed tonight. They're getting screwed Saturday. Just give you a spoiler alert to the next match. I just don't think it's gonna be a good night for the Terror Twins. And we've seen how they built in the Judgment Day to just use the numbers game against them since Bash in Berlin. So some tells me they're gonna use the numbers game again, and it's gonna cost Damian Priest a match. But this roar is far from over between the Judgment Day and the Terror Twins. But I'm gonna give the edge to Finn Balor on this one.
All right, and John did allude to his prediction for the Women's World Championship match. I think I'm with him. Yes, Dominic Mysterio will be up high, unless he snuck in a key like China did years ago and got out. I think he's gonna be up there for the majority of this match. However, I do think that Rhea's gonna have Liv Morgan in the bag right where she wants her, and boom, we're gonna see the return of Big Mommy Cool herself, Raquel Rodriguez, or I still remember as Raquel Gonzalez. Now, if y'all remember, Raquel and Rhea do go way back, and the common denominator between those two, they were friends with Liv Morgan, and before Raquel took off for her illness, her and Liv were on the same team, and their target was Rhea Ripley. So I see Raquel coming back as a heel and destroying Rhea Ripley giving the edge to Liv Morgan to retain, have Liv Morgan go on to bigger and better things and start this feud that we've been waiting on since Raquel showed up. And now that we got Triple H at the helm, we're gonna get a good feud between Raquel and Rhea Ripley. So I have Liv Morgan retaining. What you think, Dale?
I like the call of Liv Morgan retaining for sure. The chase is always better for the baby face, right? So so I definitely like that one. I'm curious to see how the Judgment Day gets Dom out the short cage, because it's got to be one of those guys getting him out some kind of way. So I'm curious to see how that happens. But yeah, I definitely see Liv retaining the championship, and they're going to continue this whole Liv Dom story, and I'm going to continue being jealous of Dom every time he gets to rub noses with Liv.
Man, my guy Dale going through it, man. He's going through it, man. I don't know. I'm still jealous of him. I'm still jealous of him and Rhea. It's like, come on, man. John, what you think, man? What you think was going to go down in this match?
I think Liv's winning. She's gonna retain. Like, I'm with you somehow. Now we always know when the start cage usually is above the ring. I think we're assuming that's the way it's gonna be. But what if it's like they do, like they have it at War Games, where like it's at the aisle, it's at the entrance way. Okay. And then I guess that will play also into your theory trail about, you know, the possibility of a Raquel Rodriguez return. I think Rhea's going to beat the living crap out of Liv, but somehow she's going to be conniving enough to win this match. And this has been some of her best work ever. Another example: your second reign, it's better than your first reign. We remember her first reign, obviously, because the only thing that was memorable was she beat Ronda Rousey. This reign, she's been pretty much she beat Becky Lynch. She beat Rhea Ripley. She's beaten Selena Vega. She's been involved in one of the biggest factions in the company. She's one of the rising stars in the company. It's been better for her, but I think she's going to retain the title. And especially when you coming out now every day saying that you're the greatest women's world champion of all time, you can't go out there and take an L the first week after you say that.
Yes. But I got a question though. With Liv being in the Judgment Day now, and also the relationship with Dominic Mysterio, is things overshadowing her title reign? Because from time to time you hear her come out and she's coming out to Judgment Day music, or she's coming out to Dirty Dom music. Now I think just last week they had them come out to her music, but that's been rare on the occasion that happens.
No, I think it pretty much plays up to her very well, because let's face it, no one on this planet sees Liv Morgan as a dominant to be a dominant champion. She's that type of heel that will need assistance, but when she gets it done, she gets it done when she needs to be. So right now, since she's involved with Rhea and Damian Priest, she's always going to be surrounded by Judgment Day. So I'm pretty sure eventually when she gets her first opponent outside Rhea Ripley, I think you'll start seeing her come out by herself, just like Rhea used to come out by herself, because I'm not including Dom in that. We're going to start seeing Liv come out more by herself, so she can, show her skills before eventually she drops it to whoever, she drops it to. But to go back to John's theory of having it at the top of the entrance, Rhea Ripley did say in that promo that he will be hung high at the top. So I don't think they're gonna have him 10 feet up high at the entranceway. I think he's gonna be 10 feet high in the ring, and who knows, he might have a few items to drop through the cell to help live out, or that might backfire. Who knows? But he's definitely gonna be at the top.
Tank.
Yep. So moving on to the next one here. We got the most anticipated tag team match that we kind of predict coming. I personally didn't want to see it because I thought it would make Cody Rhodes look weak, but here we are. We got the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes teaming up with his arch nemesis, the man he beat at WrestleMania, former undisputed champion Roman Reigns, taking on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I'm hyped for this because we're actually at some point going to get Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Everyone's clamoring for the interaction. I can't wait for the interaction.
You know it's gonna be the last thing to happen too in this match.
Probably so. Cody's gonna get his ass whooped, and then we're gonna get that hot tag, and Roman Reigns gonna come in and clean house with Solo. But that face off with him and Jacob, man, that's gonna tear the house down. Yes. Now, for this match, there's so many. I told John this many times. When it comes to bloodline business, I give up predicting any outcome at all. Because every time I thought I had it right, they're pretty much do the Matumbo RP. No.
Yes.
This is how it's gonna happen. So, but I'm gonna piggyback on what I said months ago. I got the bloodline winning this one. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes needs to take an L because Solo Sikoa has been taking L's. Jacob Fatu, although he's never been pinned, he hasn't, really done much outside of, beat people up and, throw them away like hot garbage. So Solo needs to be established as that dominant face. I mean, that dominant heel, and as the tribal chief. So I'm predicting Jacob Fatu gets the pin over Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns doesn't get pinned yet, but he will take an L as part of the team. I watched a little bit of Pat McAfee, and Cody Rhodes was on there. Pat McAfee asked Cody Rhodes straight up, "Is the big guy coming back in Atlanta?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You tell me." Cody said, "Which one?" And Pat McAfee's like, "Well, that's all I need to hear." Now, for those that's wondering by what he means by which one, obviously, the final boss. That's the head honcho, the big guy. I think the other big guy he might be alluding to was the man that Cody Rhodes beat back at Backlash, one Brock Lesnar.
Okay. So, even with the documentary just coming out.
Even with the documentary that's coming out, because you got to remember, Brock Lesnar was only implemented in a text message. He never did anything with the woman. He never met up with the woman. It was basically a handshake through a phone, said, "Yeah, cool, whatever, what have you." They kept him off to keep the heat off. John, and I talked about this with John. John informed me this a few days ago. Rumor has it he's already been reinstated on the active roster of WWE.
Has he been removed from the lawsuit?
I don't know.
Or in
I
the
didn't even know he was
investigation as a
I
whole?
didn't even know he was part of the lawsuit.
Yeah, he was named in one of these pending things, either a lawsuit going on or either the pending investigation, federal investigation, one of the two. But he was named in something.
If he's back on the if he's listed as an active member of the roster, then whatever legal thing he had pending, maybe either dropped or it's not sufficient enough for him to miss any time. But keep a lookout for those two on Saturday. One or the other might show up, but I do have the Bloodline winning. What you think, Dale? Hey, Nick, relax.
The question is, what are the stakes for this match? There are no stakes.
I mean, for Solo, pure dominance. But you got a point. There's really nothing on the line here.
Right. So that part's kind of a letdown, and that does maybe lead me to believe that Cody's gonna take the pin. Roman's gonna be upset about that. I think maybe we end up seeing ourselves with a three-way here between Roman, Cody, and Solo for the title eventually. Like that's where I think it's gonna go to next or something like that. So yeah, but I am excited to see the match itself. I'm excited to see Roman and Jacob Fatu finally touch. Yeah, I'm just totally sold on this match altogether. So,
hey, what you think, John? Hey, Nick, you good, fam?
I think this is gonna be a straight fight. Jacob Fatu. I'm just really can't wait for this when we see the stare down between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. Me personally, I think much as I don't want to see them win, I'm kind of leaning towards your way, and that is that the Bloodline's going to win. But Cody is going to probably be the one to get pinned because you don't want Roman getting pinned in his first match back on the brand.
That's
so
true.
I'm going to say, the Bloodline gets the W, and Jacob. I'm going to say maybe Jacob gets the pin on Cody. He'll set it up, and he'll probably set it up so he wants to get the pin, and then Solo's going to be like, tag me in, and then hit him with that Samoan spike, and then he gets the 1, 2, 3. So it makes it look like he's more of a tribal chief than that he's truly a tribal chief and not Roman anymore.
I do agree, Bengals. If I don't know if they're gonna drag that out. They got time to drag that out. We could see Roman versus Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. I'm still holding out that it's gonna be The Rock, but it could be Rock and Cody. So, but if it is Jacob versus Roman Reigns, man, that shit is gonna be tribalism at its best. Last match on the card is the one that is the most personal, and I would not argue if this is the main event. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. We're going to get the payoff of this long-standing feud that began the moment CM Punk tore his tricep back at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So this has been a long time brewing. Drew McIntyre has teased the hell out of CM Punk since then, so he's been praying for his injury. CM Punk has multiple times screwed Drew McIntyre out of the World Championship. So pretty much this was an inevitable. We haven't had a good Hell in a Cell payoff match in I would say at least good 10 to 15 years. So it's good that one, they got rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view altogether. And two, they're
Hey
making
man,
Hell in a Cell the premier. Okay, this is it. Once we go through this match, this is done. Y'all go, you go this way, you go this way. In of the road here, something has to give. I got CM Punk somehow living up to his word, making Drew McIntyre bleed, wiping his face with his own blood, and getting this third and decisive pinfall and just ending a great rivalry, probably the best rivalry in WWE going today.
Yeah.
The fact that they kept it going throughout CM Punk's injury was the key for me because they kept everyone relevant, everyone engaged and interesting into it, especially with the Twitter thing with Drew McIntyre. That dude became the funniest guy,
Right.
almost funniest guy on the
Right.
roster with his tweets.
Yes.
So keeping that engaged throughout CM Punk's rehab made this feud to what it is. So at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre is taking his L on the return of CM Punk, and that's how I think it's gonna pay out. What you think, Dale?
Yeah. Best rivalry of the year for sure. You said it great. They built this crap while CM Punk was hurt. Amazing work. Drew McIntyre on a different level. Definitely main event guy. So yeah, I'm with you. I see CM Punk winning this match to end the feud. Because the good guy needs to come out on top, I think, in this case. But I don't know. They could always go back to this rivalry, right? Like this is Sami Zayn versus KO, right? Like we can always see this again. Just
Rock and
open up
Austin, Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
Right. That's what I think this is. So yep.
Yeah, we could they could renew this later on. Months and months. Let's say CM Punk finally wins the championship and Drew McIntyre takes it from him. Who knows? John, what you think?
Nobody else is taking that bump, man. Nobody's taking that bump.
Hey,
Mick Foley was nuts, man. Like I'm telling you though, when that happened, I blamed the Undertaker. All right, because that's how I was as a kid. I thought everybody else knew it was it was scripted and stuff. But that dude right there, the Undertaker, nah, he crazy for real. I don't like it.
believe it or not,
off that cage. I'm like,
shout out my man Jay. Shout out the great JDL just laying down.
But I think
in the building just laying down. What up, JD?
I think you might see a GTS at the top of the cell because nowadays the cell way better structured.
Yeah,
they're not
reinforced now.
They're not using those little clip thingies to tie it together. So I don't. We're not gonna see CM Punk go over and crash land through a Shane McMahon or a Mick Foley. We're not seeing that because you'll never see CM Punk again. But I do
walking on that. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all walking on this. This is not to be walked on, bro.
Hey man, Vince McMahon likes seeing death. That's what I got out of it.
No, I watched the behind the scenes with that, right? And so Vince asked the man, right? Are you comfortable climbing up this cage? Like, yeah, I've done it a million times. He ain't never done it.
They was like, well, get the Undertaker to do it. I don't want to do it. Hey, Vince, help me out here. Come on. All right.
Over 300 pounds. Undertaker and almost 300 pounds at least. And y'all up here walking on the top of this cage. It's not meant to be walked on, bro. It's insane.
Man, that was the first
Mhm.
that was the first WWE pay-per-view I saw was him with my mom, him basically dying for like a few minutes. John, what you think about this match?
The first when I saw it, when I remember seeing it, when Mick Foley flew off the cage, and I'm just thinking about Jim Ross's call, like, "Oh my God, he killed him! He killed him!" I was like, "Is this really happening right now?" And then they go back on top of the cage, and he choke slams him through the, and it's like,
Hey,
man, I mean, you think about this now because I mean, me and you, obviously, me and Dale, we're fathers, so like, man, his kids got to be watching. You think about it now, like as we're grown, like, dang, was his kids watching this?
yes, yes.
But
He tortured the
this is
hell
gonna
out of
be
his
the match.
kid, man.
I mean, but this is the match I'm looking forward to.
Poor man's wife.
Man,
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. My shirt that I have on, pretty much, the shirt I'm wearing Saturday is pretty much predicting my winner. But
Okay.
this has been a great
Okay.
rivalry. This is the only one that we talk about on Rivals down the. We gonna talk about on Rivals down the line. Seeing CM Punk back in the Hell in a Cell, and
Yes.
we would have never thought we saw today, and we're gonna see it. Him and Drew McIntyre are gonna show pure hatred towards each other when they step in that cage.
that is true.
This has match of the year vibes over because I don't know what type of carnage Triple H and the creative team are going to have up their sleeve come Saturday night. But I trust and believe that the best in the world is going to get this win.
Yeah, I believe that. Best in the world. Best world.
And him and
It. Oh, what? It.
go home to AJ, and they're gonna have a good night. But he's now gonna move his focus to where it was before Drew McIntyre took him out at the Bash in Berlin, and that's him trying to make that Gunther eventually for Brian Breaker. But I got Punk winning tonight, a Saturday night. It's gonna be a classic.
You know what?
Yes.
I hate whoever released that picture of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk like before the show, like right there in front of the ring to like destroy kayfabe. Like, I hate whoever did that. Like whoever did that, like you are a terrible person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we know they don't really hate each other, but come on, man. It's true cinema at its finest, and you're just gonna pull some shit like that, man. It's just
yeah, like the best rivalry of the year, bro. Don't do that, man. Don't destroy kayfabe like that, man.
yeah, I 100% agree. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up this portion of the show on the Bad Blood previews and predictions. I'm looking forward to this entire pay-per-view card. All of these matches have a caliber of being a 5-star match. I'm giving all of them at least a 20-minute run. I would say if the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Bloodline is not the main event, I wouldn't expect that so much to go on. Maybe you see the Tongans out there. That's about it. But if it's the main event, I predict we're gonna see somebody make their big return to that main event, because if it's Rock or Brock Lesnar, that's not gonna happen before the main event. That's just pretty much you're sending McIntyre and Punk out there to follow up something that was monumental. So I don't think they're gonna do that to them. So if they are planning a surprise, that will be the main event for Bad Blood. But it's shaping up to be a birthday to remember. Me and my guy John, we're gonna have one crazy ass time watching this pay-per-view. It's gonna be lit. All of y'all, if y'all able to want to pull up in the comments, pull up and watch with us, you're more than welcome. It's gonna be a lit show. So speaking of lit shows, Dale, we got this. John, you want to introduce them to the segment that you guys got on Sports4U that you're a big time favorite of, that our local homie is a big fan of?
Yes. As if you're a fan of the Sports4U Sports Podcast, y'all know we end the show every Tuesday or Friday with a segment we call Calling Out Names. It's a segment that we go through the week from episode to episode, and somebody or somebody's, they say something out there in the sports media world, and we call them out. But this is going to be the first ever Sports4U Wrestling Podcast edition. So if there's somebody in the wrestling world who's ticked you off, who said something or did something you didn't like, you get to call them out. This is our boy, Uncle Dolomite from the Too Much Game Podcast. This is his favorite segment. So if you got someone you want to call out in the wrestling world, it can be WWE, AEW, TNA, Indie, whatever. Put them in.
Okay.
All right. Dale, you got someone you want? Let's let the guests go first. Dale, who you got
we're gonna
for calling
call
out
some
names,
people
sir?
out right now. And as we say, this segment is often imitated. It's never duplicated. It's going to let our esteemed host Trail go, and then I'll let our guest Dale go, and then I will close it out.
Actually, I'm actually close this one out, John, because I got a different take on calling out names. So I'm close that one out. Let Dale give his first person on the list, so to speak. Who you got?
Okay. I'm gonna call out the internet in general, right? So I saw a few different little posts for people talking about the segment between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at Georgia Tech, right? Mm-hmm. So they basically were like, why Roman got to have all them cars?
They really tripped on that?
Yes. Yes. So like, man, just chill out. You know, it's Roman. He like the president. He gotta roll deep. Okay, he got security. It's Roman. All right, man, that's why.
Man, he had the tribal chief. He had the bloodline Secret Service. He had the bloodline Secret Service with him.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yes. It's sort of like Mike Tyson was when he was boxing. Yeah. He was with Muslims. They had a whole bunch of Muslims with him. You know.
Yeah. I mean, damn. What do you? People need to get a life. I mean, now they're tripping over the man pulling up with 5 cars deep. I mean, the dude is the face of the company. You know, he's probably like the only one with a private jet. You know, I mean, what, you thought he's gonna let Cody outdo him in that little sports car he had? No,
right.
He's coming there with some Suburbans. You know, let him know, all black, tinted windows, standing on business. You know what I'm saying? People ain't got no lies, man. No lies at all. John, who you got for calling our names, my guy?
All right, I got a laundry list, so I'll get through it real quick. All right, let me start off with one Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan. I'm calling out Hulk Hogan because he recently in an interview about a month ago said he never used the creative clause in his contract to impact how a match will go.
Bullshit. Oh shit. Excuse me. Oh,
That's great.
Let me. Does it? Are these wrestling fans? Is he talking to people who were like born yesterday or something?
That's it. That's it.
Do we must bring up the infamous bash at the beach? Come on now, come on, Hulk. Stop it. All right, my next call now names, and I let these people, even though I facilitate their website often, and that is WWE Shop. So if y'all go on WWE Shop recently, they did a big J and with AJ and Larry's name on it. Somebody, when they posted this initially on the site, had AJ and Larry, had the one where it's AJ and Larry and not the replica that's supposed to be CM Punk. So they had to take off that and put the replica on there. Who dropped the ball on that? I don't think this man wants other people walking around with his wife and dog's name on his wrist. Next, I need to call out people, our fellow wrestling fans out there in social media land. This theory that the WWE, boy, if y'all been batting like below the Mendoza line since the premiere of SmackDown, not only you got Megan Thee Stallion, you got Cardi B doing the SummerSlam commercial. You got Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz on the theme NXT. What are we talking about? Sexy Red's going to be performing at NXT next week. She was at Battleground. Are we not forgetting the WWE CD that had Method Man, the East Siders, Run DMC doing? What are we talking about here? What y'all mean the WWE don't mess with hip hop? Come on, man.
Yeah.
We can read between the lines. We're not stupid. Wale, as many times as Wale pulled up at NXT, me and Trav were at Wale Mania last year. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stop it. Straight wild, AC. It's a straight wild. What are we talking about? And then WWE social media. So Dale, last Thursday, for those who don't know, was my 40th birthday. Last Thursday. It was also the birthday of 2 WWE superstars, Damian Priest and Asuka. So when they tweeted out on Damian Priest's birthday, former Intercontinental Champion, North American Champion, Mr. Senior Money in the Bank, World Heavyweight Champion, blah, blah, blah. Happy birthday at Archer of Infamy. Asuka. Happy birthday, WWE Asuka.
Wow. No accolades at all.
Damn. That's cold. That's cold.
Do we not know forget what this woman? You're talking about the woman who's arguably the greatest NXT superstar in WWE history? Mm-hmm. Made no sense. Clearly made no sense. None. Put some respect on Asuka's name. And Trail, Christy, Asuka's great. And last time about one of our fellow listeners in the comment section, our boy Tig. Yeah, that was Tig, you're wild. Just know that what you asked is wild. But shout out to Big E. And shout out to Big E and shout out to the New Day. That's it. That's all my calling on names. I'll turn it over to our esteemed Captain Trail right now.
Could have left that part out of that.
I was calling out people who complain about hip hop.
I'm actually do something different here because the person I'm gonna call out is above being called just for being called out. So John, Dale, I'm pretty sure y'all are aware of the anticipated rumor of the Lucha Brothers making their way to WWE. There is even reports that the WWE media team and all that's creative, there's already getting, packages, videos, all that stuff geared up and ready to go. But a certain former employer who pretty much knew that they was going to WWE, decided to be like, oh, yo, Ray, I forgot all that time you missed due to injury. Yeah, I'm gonna need to collect that. So reportedly Tony Khan has invoked to add that time missed on Ray Phoenix's contract. So, and if you remember, Ray Phoenix has been out for a while.
Right.
So if that holds up, and that is true, we're not going to see the Lucha Brothers till 2025.
Dang.
So this segment, I like to christen Use a Hoe. Because that's a whole move to do that. You could have announced that a long time ago before the Lucha Brothers even come in contact with WWE. You could have been like, all right, well, you're out. I'm gonna need to collect that time on you before you leave and go anywhere else since you're not gonna renew your contract. All right, cool. They would have told WWE, hey, we're on halt. You know, let's run this back at a later time. So the fact that you doing this after always saying that, oh, we're different from WWE, we're nothing like Vince McMahon this, Vince McMahon that. You knew that you done nothing with these guys in a long ass time. You stick them with.
I thought because they were out of contract.
Yeah, but the time that he's missed, they still gotta pay that back. He could have easily let these guys, go their separate, go their own way, whether it was TNA, New Japan, Mexico, whatever they want to do. But
it seems like it's been too much time to invoke that crap, man. That's a lot of time, bro.
Exactly. So the fact that you want to do this now, because the rumor has it the Lucha Brothers, they were on their way sooner rather than later.
Right.
So if this holds up and this is what they're doing, Mr. Tony Khan, sir, welcome to the list, being the first person on the list of Use a Hoe. Because my guy, that's a whole move that you just pulled, my guy. That's a whole move right there, because you could have let this die. And now, because of this whole move, WWE, they have to be petty. So what they did is they're filing a trademark against Bryan Danielson using the yes thing. Now, mind you, he's been doing this for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, but he's not selling nothing for yes.
But he's still he's doing that more often than none, right?
I can't help what the crowd say when I do this.
Right. Which is cool, because at first Bryan Danielson didn't do that. He was like, he just does this, but he doesn't do the yes. He started doing it now. Again, no action from WWE. Nothing. But the fact Tony Khan want to be a hoe about it, now it's like, oh, that's how we playing this? All right. I don't want him doing that. So all this because Tony Khan wants to be a hoe. So Tony, use a hoe. And that's all I gotta say on that.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's calling out names.
And use a hoe.
All right. Before we get Dale, man, thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, no problem,
Trail,
man.
before we take us home, again about what we got going on tonight.
If you're late to the party, or you want to hear it one more time, or you just wasn't paying attention because the Padres are playing right now and you're into baseball, this Saturday will be my birthday, my 40th birthday, and we will have the Bad Boy Watch Along at 3 p.m. We will kick off. Hopefully, more than likely, we will kick off on time. So pull up. If you want to say happy birthday, cool. send me some money. I'll let you know what my Zelle is. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Again, Dale, thank you for your time. I know it's a little bit over with the time that you had planned.
Sure.
So I again appreciate you for being a trooper here.
Yes, sir.
John, hey man, thanks for letting me put this together. This will be a weekly thing, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Sports4U Wrestling Pod will be a weekly event. Looks like we might be doing this every Wednesday. So tap in every week. We're gonna go over news and rumors and everything that's going on in the world of professional wrestling, whether it's AEW, TNA, WWE. But next week, we didn't get a chance to go through it this week, but next week we will go over main event Jey Uso becoming Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career. That was a big moment 2 weeks ago. So I was happy for that. I was shocked for that. So we will go into still on that next week. And a yeet.
Yes, indeed.
Yeet. So if you're new to this show, make sure you subscribe to Sports4U podcast on YouTube. We would see the scroll. You can see where you can follow us on all social media, Facebook, X, Instagram at Sports4U podcast. And of course, where you can follow me and Trail at John Watson 0984 on X and Instagram and at Monty_Ice on X and Instagram. Follow Dale on X and Instagram and Little Dice 504 as you see right here on the screen. And make sure you subscribe to Beer and BS Media on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter and the STWF Media on YouTube as well and on Twitter and social media. And tune in. He has his fantasy football podcast. He has college football. So make sure y'all tune in. Man.
Go Tigers, baby.
He's going to be back with us again soon. Pop. And he'll definitely be here as a regular, whether it's on the show or on the watch along. And we'll let you know. We got other guests working down the pipe. Episode 1. We thank y'all for joining us. Shout out to AC, Sheed, Justin, Bengals Forever. I see you, brother. Good to see you. Everybody who made their way in the comment section tonight for this world premiere.
Hold on, John. I almost forgot. I will be live with Dale tomorrow. We're on the Best in the World podcast. We will talk more wrestling on there. And
we're going to be breaking down Mr. McMahon, the docuseries.
Yes. We will be discussing the McMahon documentary. John, you should have watched it all, but it is what it is. And be on the lookout. Coming soon, Sports4U Wrestling.
Birthday weekend. Every time, man. I'm on episode 5 though. Episode 5. So by the time y'all start, I'm gonna be caught up. I'll be done. I'll be done by tomorrow. So when y'all watching, I can live along with y'all as I'm picking up Sophie from school.
Right. But be on the lookout. Sports4U Wrestling will have their official YouTube channel. That will be in the works. So once we get that up and running, we will be letting you guys know. But yeah, that's the plan. We put it in full effect. So again, thanks for everyone for tapping in. Dale, once again, thank you for pulling up. And everyone, have a safe night. We will see you all on the next one.
Later.
Yeet.